Steve and Jill here.
Hello.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show. Entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about how the phrase bring your imagination in a real estate posting really means it's probably untenantable. It means you can't move into it as a house. So bring your imagination.
Hilarious.
All week this week is infuriating real estate cliches. I think this is Friday, right?
Yep.
You'll notice that Jill's been wearing the same necklace all week this week.
I have.
We record the show. We record the show once every Thursday morning. And and Jill's real happy that this is the last show that we have to record this week.
I have to say, this has been a rough week.
Look at her.
I know.
She's done.
I'm done. If you're seeing me right now, I'm just playing with my hair. I'm like, whatever. I'm so done. I'm done.
Anybody who's in a relationship with one person understands.
Hopefully, you're only in a relationship with one person.
No, I mean, if you're a young kid, if you're in your early 20s, I hope you're not in a relationship with one person.
Okay.
Male and female. You get that stuff out of your system before you find the person that you really like.
Got it. Anyway, move on. What were you going to say? You were going to it was a little bash on Jill, and that's fine.
No, that's it.
Oh.
That's all I had to say.
You did not. You started to say, if you find yourself in this situation, and then you stopped. You can share it.
I was watching a movie, and there was a line in the movie, and this person was recently divorced, and she said it was all over the way that he chews his food.
Yes. Well, yeah,
over chewing.
Yep.
So if you're in a relationship with somebody, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just have to bite the inside of your lip and say, I'm not going to watch him chew anymore.
That was so funny because you said that, and kid number 3 was in the room, and you were sharing it with kid number 3, and he's like, "That's stupid." And then I looked at him and I said, "That's kind of true. I know people that have done that. It's like that was the last thing, how they chewed their food. Then they were done." And he's looking at me like, "That can't be real." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, it's real. It's very real." It's usually not the only thing. This
is the last straw.
But it was the last thing.
Stuff like that's so funny.
I know. It's good.
That's a case for just never get married. You don't like your woman doesn't like, all of a sudden decides she doesn't like how you chew, and so you have to give half of your stuff away. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't disagree with you. I didn't say that. I don't agree with it, but I'm just saying that kind of happens.
I'm not yelling at you.
So,
I know. I agree with you.
Thank you.
Before we get into the show's topic, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free, and as you're listening, please drop your questions into the comments section below.
Okay. JTS. Hey all. So my first blind offer campaign landed last week, and I totally botched the pricing to the low side for like 90% of the properties. I realized what I did, so it won't happen in the future, and luckily it was only like 300 offers.
No problem then.
But I'm trying to decide if I should mail a correction or write it off and move on for now. That's what I do. I intend to work in this county long term, so I don't want to inadvertently burn any bridges.
I would
That's
resend
appreciated.
I would resend it because you did it all. The data's there.
You have all the
you
data.
Purchased the data.
That's a good idea.
The spreadsheet's done. You scrubbed out the stuff. I've done
new prices.
95% of the work. And if you know what the new price is, I just drop it right back in the mail. I will say this.
Crazy.
Don't send it. I really, truly do not think you should send a 300-unit mailer out. You or anybody else, by the way. I really think that you should increase your chances of success dramatically and send out about 1,500 units.
Right.
I know Jill and I say this constantly. For every 300 letters you send out, you usually buy a property for rural vacant land. For every 1,000 or 1,500 you'll buy one infill lot. And for houses, it's around 2,500 to 3,000. Although we're changing that, lowering it as time goes on. So, do yourself a favor, man. Make sure you're successful. Send out a 1,500 unit mailer. Minimum.
I would like JT to give it like 30 more seconds and see what can come of it, because often you will find that even though you think you totally botched it, you might still get one or two out of it.
Yeah.
You know,
I just think that, I actually, JT,
it
will you reach
happens
out to
all
me?
the time.
If you do resend this, will you please reach out to me on email and let me know how it goes? Because one of the questions that Jill and I get a lot are, how often do you remail or send a follow-up mail to a single market? And I've never done that ever. I don't think you have it. Have you? So I'd love to see. I think that I've heard a lot of people, they send up follow-up postcards saying, hey, I just want to let you know I did send you an offer a couple weeks ago. And
if you're serious, let me know.
Did you not get it? I really think that may or may not. I don't know. I don't know if it's successful. I've heard a lot of people say it is. Today's topic, bring your imagination in a real estate description, really means the property's probably untenantable. This is the meat of the show.
I love this.
All week this week, it's infuriating real estate cliches. So why would you say bring your imagination to in a real estate listing? Because you're covering something up.
I hope you are bringing your imagination every time. Like, what could I do with this house?
If you look at the pictures and it's all cleaned up and it's priced accordingly, you don't have to have any imagination. You just move your stuff in.
That's true.
Or if it's a wholesale dump, and believe me, we sell wholesale dumps all the time, buy and sell them.
Yeah.
Then just say this property's a wholesale and needs to be renovated. Investor special. Investor special is how we label almost all the properties we sell that are not retail.
That's true.
I don't say bring your imagination. I assume that if you're a flipper or rehabber, you have a good imagination. It's infuriating.
It's all sadly kind of belittling. That's it. Yeah. That's my only thing. It's like, I don't need to be told that. I can figure it out. I'm an adult here, by the way. I'm buying a property. I can figure this out. I don't get it. So
it really belittles the whole real estate industry in general.
It does.
When you sell it, if you go onto LoopNet and look at office buildings in your area, do you think any of the descriptions say bring your imagination?
Can you imagine?
It's an office building.
That's hilarious. Good point. Why doesn't everyone just raise your communication with who you're talking to? Come on. It does drive me batty. I agree.
Speaking of markets, let's take a look at. This is the statistical portion of the show we're doing this week.
Wow, I'd like to point out that's Heidi Klum.
Isn't that funny?
That's a hilarious costume there that she did. That's really wild.
If you're watching, it's obvious. If you're listening, I'll read it to you.
Okay.
This is the top 10 housing markets. Top 10 states predicted to have strong housing markets in 2018. Number 1, Nevada. Housing forecast for Nevada suggest that the market will continue to be strong and home prices will rise. Las Vegas median home price values went up 6% over the last 12 months. And home values rose 8.6% during the most recent 12-month reporting period. Mm-hmm. The median price is approximately $285,000. So, Steve, why are you constantly talking about houses? The name of the show is called Land Academy. Here's why.
That's good. I love it when you do that to yourself. When you talk to yourself like you're an unrelated third party. Steve, what is going on?
That's what I
never do that.
That's what I've always wanted to say to my college professors. It's like, dude,
I have never done that.
What
I've never
the hell
talked about myself like that.
Is this tirade that you're just going off on?
I've never done it.
Nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Well, I've never done it out loud. In my head, I've said, Jill, get it together. But I've never out loud like you do. Steve, what is the point here? Oh, it's hilarious.
Doesn't it make you feel better when you just said that?
No, it feels weird.
Geez, Steve,
it's more fun with you, not me. I think it's weird. It's funny.
When you send out, but first of all, this is a hot housing market, okay? We all know Nevada's hot.
Yeah.
Nevada,
literally,
Florida,
hot.
Texas, and Arizona are probably the top 5. So anyway, we'll find out here in a second. When you go to price an info-lot mailer, you're sending it out usually 10 to 15% of what you are going to wholesale the property for to a builder. 10 to 15% of $285,000 is $30,000. So you're going to buy it for $30,000 to $35,000 and sell it for about $50,000 to a builder. That's going to make his day and yours. That's why I'm reading this list. Texas.
Thank you.
Number 2. Let's see. Steady.
Dallas. Yep. Dallas.
A steady flow of profitable companies continue to relocate.
That's what I said. Didn't
exactly right, Jen.
Yeah.
That's what you
Well,
said
shucks,
yesterday.
we just watched Toyota leave here, and Lexus and go to Texas.
$340,000 in North Texas is a median home price. That's outstanding.
Mm-hmm.
Outstanding market to do this in.
Yep.
Florida, number 3.
Again,
Oceanside living.
no state income tax. Isn't that interesting too?
Yeah.
That all three
All
of those
three of
states,
these are no state income tax
no
states.
state income tax. Ding ding.
Median price is $275,000. Florida's always been a great market to buy any type of land.
Right.
It's the whole East Coast dreams of retiring to Florida. Why? I don't understand, but because we have California in our country. But Florida's a great place it's cheap and very, very affordable, and the weather's good and all of that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
California.
I love that we're number 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of cool. Housing
For
is
example, the
strong.
median home price has increased $100,000 in San Francisco over the 1 year.
Check this out. This is a really interesting article. I like what they said. Those with top credit scores have a competitive advantage over the competition when it comes to securing a mortgage. I thought it was saying that we overall have high credit scores in
That's what I
California
thought.
for a second. I'm like, that would be kind of cool.
Stockton's predicted to housing to grow 4.6%, and the median house in Stockton price is $385,000. It's a great place to do this.
That's wonderful.
Fantastic place to buy and sell.
Wow.
Infill
See, this
lots.
is the part I just read, the San Francisco thing. Did you read that last line?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
I just read it. I read it earlier.
Okay, thank you.
Number 5, Utah. That's really surprising. The median home price is $360,000.
That doesn't surprise me at all. Think about Utah I think that Utah is gorgeous.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so
Utah's really underrated.
It really
It
is.
doesn't get a fair shake.
It really is. It's kind of an under the radar place. I think of Utah nowadays. I think of it like we all thought about Seattle. We used to poo-poo on Seattle and Washington State because it's so cold and rainy,
Which is all
kind of thing.
That's all fiction.
Totally. I think they did that on purpose to keep the rest of us out. That's my theory.
Number 6,
'Cause
North
it's
Carolina.
gorgeous.
Driven by the amount of people relocating from other states.
Yep.
And there's a lot of land. I've done a bunch of
Huge.
deals.
Well, you
North
got
Carolina.
B of A there. There's a huge lot of airline hubs there. There's a lot of opportunity there. So
Charlotte is among the fastest growing, capitalized on the popularity of mixed-use developments.
and downtown there is gorgeous, by the way. It's clean and pretty. They got an expansion football team down there now and stuff. So
Median home price
Yep.
is $325,000.
That's awesome.
Outstanding place to do this. Colorado. There's nothing bad about Colorado ever.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything bad to say about Colorado.
no, Colorado's great.
3.1% average growth rate.
I would beg to differ. I have to ask this here. Everybody says that we in California, especially Southern California, are a bunch of hippies. I think there's more
Yeah.
hippies in Colorado.
Exactly.
Thank you.
I don't see an average home price.
He's-
Tennessee's number 8. No surprise there. $358,000 average home price.
Nashville's awesome.
And days on market are super, super low. In 2.0, we talk about analyzing zip codes and pitting them against each other so you can see which one statistically is the hottest market, and that's where you want to buy land. This would be like the first step. So I would say, okay, great. And the Nashville area is a great place to do this. Then I would download all the zip code data for the Nashville area and pit the zip codes against each other, and then specifically find out which one to mail.
It's good.
Number 9, Oklahoma. No big
Surprise.
surprise there.
But that is interesting.
Home prices average $99,000.
Yeah.
Statewide median home price is $116,000. That tells me it's too low. I mean, you can do it and you can make money, but you're going to make $2,000 to $5,000 a property,
Right.
which is not to shake a stick at, but
Yeah.
why? It's better to make $80,000. And Georgia and Mississippi have always fast. In Alabama, that part of the country is Louisiana. It's really fast. And it's shocked me why anyone would live there at all.
In Georgia?
Yeah.
Oh, REM.
I mean, rock bands come out of Georgia, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the only thing I know about it.
Plantations, agriculture. Maybe that's the big thing there. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Atlanta is a big city.
Mm-hmm.
think about, wasn't Delta? And so I'm sure there's a lot of good, big, that I'm not thinking of right now off the top of my head, businesses in Atlanta. I am sure.
Beating home price is $220. So
The thing about Georgia, though, I seem to get beat up lately. It's like, I think of Georgia like Louisiana, because obviously, I mean, weather-wise, I think about those things. You know, that's, I don't know if everybody else does, but I do. Where I'm going to relocate, it's a tough one. I have to think about the weather and the climate and the storms and the tornadoes and that.
Well, you've done it again. You spent another 15 minutes or so listening to the Land Academy show. Join us next time where we discuss another interesting episode. And we answer your questions posted on our online community, landinvestors.com. It's free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
I can't read.
That's okay. I like that. You did great. It's good to shake it up now and then.
You're going to change your necklace next week?
Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. Please be sure and hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on our podcasts. Like us and comment on what you would like to see in future shows. If you're listening on iTunes, please rate us there. We are Steve and Jill.
Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.